Hello, hello. We are just getting going. If you are just tuning in, say hello. Welcome to today's live mentoring for Course Creators Academy and the Course Creators Hub over on School. So I'm just making sure that we have everything. Oh, actually, I need to go grab something. Can you hold on one second? Go ahead and tell me hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And I need to actually go grab my cell phone. I'll be right back. All righty. Sorry about that. Okay. Just wanted to make sure that I could see you guys and hear you okay. Also, let me know if you could. Can you hear the audio? Let me just pull up the chat. So I'm going to say hello. Let me know you can hear and see me. Okay. Great. Let me just double check YouTube and we'll get going here just a minute. I have a fun presentation for you today where we're going to be using ChatGPT to learn how to validate your online course topic. So if you're excited about that, give me a 1 in the chat and let me know that you're excited. All right, maybe it's on the home page. All right, perfect. I see it there. And let me just check the audio. Make sure that you can hear me okay. It is loading, so just give it a minute. Perfect. All right, we are good to go. Okay. All right, so thank you so much for your patience. Welcome in, Ashley. I see you're joining us live. So excited to hear you. Oh, thank you for the confirmation that audio and visual is okay. I primarily use StreamYard for all of my broadcasting and video creation, and I love StreamYard. So it takes me a little bit when I'll use the Zoom about once a week. So it takes me a little bit to get everything sorted, and I have a lot for you today. So Ashley, are you joining over from Course Creators Academy or from the Hub, the Course Creators Hub on School? Let me know. Or maybe you found us on YouTube and you are new to our world. So just let me know where you're tuning in from. And also, I would love to know, are you new to online course creation? Do you already have an online course? Maybe you're looking to create and scale to having multiple courses in your product suite. I'd love to know kind of where you are in your journey. And specifically, if you have any questions as we're going along today, and I'm giving you some training, if you have any specific questions relative to what you're working on in your business, whether you're still like in that process of validating, your online or picking your course topic and validating your course topic and so forth, just let me know where you're at in your journey. I would love to know that. All right. So while you're doing that, let me share. I think I am sharing the screen. Do you not see me though? Well, it's going to say, whiteboard, stop sharing. Share. Let me look here. So it looks like, can Ashley, can you just tell me, as far as your view, speaker view, gallery view, can you see me or are you only seeing the screen share? Oh, you're coming from school. I'm so excited to have you. How are you liking the community so far? Let me know how you like the community so far. We set it up. Gosh, it's been about 2 weeks now. And every month I host a live workshop called the 1 Hour to Course Clarity Workshop. And in what month are we now? June. So in May, decided to go ahead and open up a pop-up community to support all of the members that were going through the workshop to help through the implementation piece of everything you were learning in there. And if you haven't already checked the classroom, I have I think it's the April workshop and replay bundle is available to you to unlock immediately when you come into the community. So through that experience, I decided to open up the pop-up group and now supporting members through implementation of what I was teaching in the workshop. And once I got in there, I got hooked. So absolutely love school. My background is that I started helping coaches and course creators and online service providers to monetize their expertise in creating online courses, coaching programs, and using effective social media marketing strategies to be able to launch, sell, and deliver your online courses and coaching programs. And I guess I have enough light. I was just got sidetracked because I forgot to turn on my lights, but it's pretty bright out. Anyway, I started that in 2019 and initially was working with one-on-one students. And then I went, just on live Zoom calls and so forth, and then moved up to doing group coaching programs. And when I first started doing that, all of the coaching programs and courses were hosted in Facebook groups. So from there, throughout my career, as I've developed as an online course creator and coach, I wanted to bring more evergreen products to my clients and my students where you could tune in anytime, anywhere, all over the world, and not be more like this, implementation model where you had to wait each week for the content to get unlocked. So anyhow, I built out like 2 years ago now on WordPress. So all of my courses and coaching programs are primarily built on WordPress through the MemberPress plugin. And it's quite a tech, a lot to learn, basically. Now I've got the hang of it and it's a lot easier, but it's definitely, I was feeling a disconnect between where my members were and where the free community was and where the online courses and coaching programs were, and all of that. It's like all these different places. And screen is on, screen is main screen, but camera view is in the corner. So you can see me, is what you're saying. Let me just double check. Camera view, let me see. I'm trying to see, maybe if I stop sharing my screen for a minute. Meeting is now streaming. Maybe that helps. Just oh, I see it. Okay. Puts me in the corner. Don't put baby in a corner. Just kidding. I just thought of that movie line. Anyway, thank you for letting me know that. So with that, I lost my train of thought now. The disconnect between, having everything all over the place, and school has really solved that. So I don't know, Ashley, are you new to the school platform? Let me know if you're new to school itself. Could take you off mute as well. Let's see. Did you want me to bring you on to where you can chat? Let me see. I don't know if you have yourself chatted or muted. I'm trying to see if I can unmute you. Okay, so I just asked to unmute if you want, um, if you want to unmute yourself. No, can't hear. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, feel free to drop all of your questions in the chat then as we're going, if you have any questions. So did you say, like, have you decided on your course idea yet? Let me know if you've done that. So anyway, since we started school, we've been growing the community. We are now at 38 members, so we're really excited about that. I just set up some new lead generation ads for the community yesterday. So I do organic and paid marketing strategies to be able to promote my business and my services and so forth. So kind of, if you were to look at the infrastructure from that, it starts with meta ads to as a traffic source to be able to generate leads and sales to the business. And then also, sorry, I'm checking your chat. And also, I use an evergreen workshop strategy to be able to further nurture those leads that come into my ecosystem every single month. And then that is live. And then you have live access or access to that replay for 48 hours. And after that, then I repurpose that live and turn it into not only the live, but an implementation bundle. And then I can sell that in the funnel. So then you can sell that through funnels and through ads and organic, as well as available in the classroom too. If you look in the classroom, you'll see a couple of the most recent ones already packaged up in the classroom, available for purchase. And it has some additional goodies that are in there to help you with the implementation pieces of it, and some bonus resources that you don't necessarily get in the live version. So that helps it to keep evergreen, as well as I continue to support students inside of the different courses. Then it just keeps living because we keep adding more resources, the live Q&A sessions, all of those things keep being added to it. So it continues to grow and expand over time and stay relevant. And then from there, then I also use YouTube as my primary marketing strategy. So this is where I create pillar pieces of content each and every week. And then that content is then broken up and repurposed into multiple different pieces of content for email marketing and social media marketing on Instagram and so forth. And also through the funnel and ad piece, the way I grow that is a reverse organic strategy as far as growing those particular platforms. Because on the thank you page of the checkout form, like if you were to opt into my workshop from a Facebook ad, on the thank you page of that, I use lead forms. And on the thank you page of that, there's an invitation for the leads to be able to follow me over on Instagram for further nurturing, content tips, training, etc. And also, depending on which funnel it is, then I also have an invitation to join me over on YouTube. So those are kind of like what my wheelhouse is as far as what I teach, and what I teach inside Course Creators Academy, which is my signature online course and coaching program that walks you through everything from how to design, develop, and run profitable and scalable online courses and coaching programs. So, and then, through that, there's various marketing techniques or strategies to be able to market and sell your online courses. So that's kind of like the whole big world of what I currently focus on in the business, and that's working for me in the business to be able to help attract, nurture, and convert clients into the system. And then also I help my students with the delivery to be able to deliver your online courses and coaching programs, delight your students to where they become raving fans and they become referral sources. So that's kind of the whole flywheel, if you want to say that, the system that we use in my Business Visionary Edge to be able to help to students to be able to do that. So you said you don't have an idea for a course, but you're still trying to discover your area, and you're also brand new to school, but it's been great so far. How did you find out about school? And that's a great place to be to, Ashley, when you're new to being an online course creator, is having that idea. Because yeah, gosh, I remember, like, we all start, somewhere. And, now, like, as you grow and evolve as an online course creator, and you start solving problems for clients, you're never going to run out of ideas, right? So the beauty of it is that being a business owner, you're in the business to be able to solve problems. So you'll be able to identify additional products or problems to solve for your clients as you start working for them. And the beauty of too of online course creation is we really get really narrow and being able to pick an online course topic that solves one hyper specific relevant problem for your client. And then once you solve that problem, there's always going to be the next problem to be able to solve, right? So it's like once they have achieved a particular transformation that you're teaching, a new problem is going to open up. So for instance, like if I were to create even a course such as like what we're talking about today on how to validate your, excuse me, your online course topic, I can't remember where, to create a course around how to create or validate your online course topic, that next problem that's going to go like lead into is now that I've got my course topic, how do I create a course curriculum? Like, how do I create it, turn it from that topic, that idea of a topic, how do I actually turn it into a product? So you can get super, super hyper specific on the particular problem that you're solving. And then it always opens up a gap for what the next step is. So, that's the beauty of online courses is you really want to keep them like bite-sized and really smaller. And then, you could also have additional larger online courses and coaching programs where the transformation is bigger. So that's what allows you to be able to create multiple products and services in your product suite is based on like, what is the transformation that you're offering? How big is that transformation? Meaning like how many steps are between where your client is and their starting point and where they're going to end up after working with you, which is like what we call their point B. So your A to B journey. So kind of, if I were talking to somebody that's completely beginning and, that's where I was when I first started. I was in corporate. I was in corporate for, gosh, since 1995 to I retired in 2018 and held various different roles over that time, but was in the leadership positions from, what was it, 2000, get my years right, 1999, from 1999 to 2018 when I retired in various leadership positions. So kind of where I would really talk to you, Ashley, about kind of thinking about where to start with that, I would pick up, do you have the Ultimate Course Creation Planner? Let me see. I think I have that pulled up here. So one of the free resources that I gift all of my new students and members inside the community is the Ultimate Course Creation Planner. And let me just share my screen with you so you can take a look at it. So inside the Course Creation Planner, and let me know if you can see that okay. Let me just check. So inside a course creation plan. Okay. Checking my phone. Again, I'm used to StreamYard, so it takes me a minute and there's a delay between Zoom and YouTube, which makes it kind of a little confusing. So inside the course creation planner, this is really the first step that's going to help you start mapping out your course idea. And in here, I have some pages here to really nail your niche. So the first step here is really getting clear about doing a skill audit and kind of identifying your expertise, your zone of genius, the things that you're really interested in and would like to like spend some time creating a course around. And the reason I say that is that it's just not about picking something that is about being something you're passionate about and that's also a profitable topic, but it's really important to lean into the passion piece and your why around why you want to do this, because you're going to be married to it, right? So when you create an online course, to me, it's like having a baby. Like it's something that you're thinking about all of the time. It's something that you're super passionate about, and you go to bed thinking about it, you wake up thinking about it, and all the ways that you can help your students to be able to be successful in that. So because you are thinking, breathing, talking about it, and there may be already a topic as you're kind of going through the Ultimate Course Creation Planner. And for those of you that may be joining live today or watching the replay, I will link it down in the description box for you below so you can pick that up and work through this. But you really want to be thinking about, like, what am I passionate about? What do, if I'm looking at my, family and friends and people around me, kind of thinking about, like, what are they like enough already? You talk about this all the time. Like, what do they come to you? So kind of looking here in the skill brain dump section on, I think it was on page 8, start really listing out and getting clear. You can print this off, you can grab a notebook and a pen and really start flushing out. Like, if you think about your career and think about, like, what I did when I was looking at, what my experience was, I went back to kind of looking at decades even of my life and thinking about, like, my first job, even before I was in corporate banking, was that I was a hairdresser. So I was a hairdresser for a multiple amount of years before I went into banking. And then I was in banking and I held various roles in banking, but not just about like the actual job itself, but I want you to consider all of the things that you did or that you're currently doing in your current profession. So for instance, as an online course creator, maybe you have experience in, Facebook marketing, or maybe you have experience in, maybe you have your own Instagram account and you really love being on the Instagram and you've grown a following on Instagram. Maybe it is that you love the Google suite and you have a lot of skills in being able to, like, you've got the most beautiful Google Drive, right? Everything is organized and labeled, like it's just beautiful. And you just love anything to do with like filing and system and structure. Or maybe, you love art, maybe, and totally getting off of the business realm. Maybe you love art, and kind of tell me, like, in the chat, what are some things, if you can kind of think about like what you are interested in. And if you could pick like one thing, like, do you see yourself in the health niche or the wealth niche or the relationships niche? Or maybe it's something that is a hobby, right? So maybe, when we're talking about art, maybe you love art. I've had a couple of students that I've worked with that is their passion. They love arts, they love crafts. And so they went on to a couple of different routes. One student, Chris, she helps people to be able to heal and overcome different traumatic experiences in their life through art therapy. So using art as the, like, healthier distraction, so to speak, to keep you from, she is recovering alcoholic and hasn't had a drink in years and years and years now, and art really helped her to be able to do that. Another client, Michelle, she originally had a 6-figure business where she was creating and making little girl dresses as her children were growing up, and she just loved to make clothes, little dresses for her little girls, and she loved arts and crafts. So she decided to make a business to help people learn how to monetize their art passions, right? So their crafting and the things that they love to make from an artistic perspective. So there's lots of different things, and I really encourage you, as you're kind of looking at that, to allow yourself to get really clear, like, gosh, if I could create a business and get paid to be me and paid to do what I absolutely love, where do I see myself doing that? What do I see myself kind of thinking about all the time that, like, is just on my mind? Or maybe you love organization from a household perspective, and you love like organizing pantries and closets, and you could go in and build a business all around that, on helping people to be able to organize their home and teach them how to do that and run. Like, I remember a program that I was in years and years ago, and it was really on manifestation and wealth and all of that, manifesting miracles, things like that. But some of the projects that she had you do through that course was helping you to like go clean out a drawer. Like, it was about purging and receiving, like getting rid of and receiving. So it was like lessons on that, and it felt really good. Or to go in and clean out your closet, like to make space for the new coming in. So there's so many different things that you can do. And if you kind of look through this skill brain dump, it's going to help you to really start giving yourself, because one of the problems I find a lot of students that I work with you don't give yourself enough credit for all of the things that you do know how to do and that you do enjoy doing. And so when you take this out, and again, I would really recommend that you grab a piece of paper or a notebook and just start writing it down, because chances are there's a lot more that's going to fit on this list that you have experience for. And the reason I really encourage you to kind of think about like the decades of your life, or even the areas of your life, to where, like, maybe, do you have children? Are you married? Or, you know, are you a leader in your church? Like, kind of look at the different social areas and family areas, and to help you to broaden to see, oh, well, I'm really good at this, or I really love that, or enjoy this. And that will help you kind of see the opportunities that are available for you to be able to create a course around. So let me know if that's making sense so far. So once you do that, then you go on to rank. If you look in the course creation planner, you go into rank those skills. So when you're kind of looking at going back, say, for instance, if I were to say, like, I really love writing, or I really love training and being on video, or I really love, marketing, creating content. Maybe you're really good at creating reels and carousels and stories on Instagram, or maybe you've like rocked Facebook groups and you've been able to really grow a Facebook group, or the engagement level doesn't even mean that the Facebook group is that big, but maybe the engagement level of the group is, crazy high, because you have really developed the skills as a community leader inside the online space. So kind of looking at those, you're going to then rank them, determine what your strength score is on these particular skills. So ranking yourself from being, barrier to entry, because it's really, really low, the skill level is really low. Maybe you have some idea how to do stuff, but you aren't really competent in it yet, to on up, it's like your top score, your next to top score, and so forth. So you're going to rank it to see really where your highest skill level is. So where you're really leaning into your strengths versus into the areas that you're weaker in. So a lot of business owners or coaches, course creators, and online service providers, when they first come in this space, they automatically think like all the money is in the business niche and helping people to learn how to monetize their expertise and create online courses and coaching programs. So they think that's where they're supposed to start, because that's where the money is. It's not only where the money is, but maybe they have no background or experience in that. And I really don't recommend that that's where you start, because if your skill level is over here, and more low, like it's, bigger barrier to entry in it, or, it's going to take you a lot more time, perceived value, those kinds of things, to be able to really create something that you're really passionate about and that you're really experienced about, something that you could kind of give a talk to about 30 minutes just riffing, that you didn't have to create a presentation around and so forth. You're going to know that are going to be your top skills. So validation, and you can, said server error. You can go in, and the course creation planner will help you to validate. But I also wanted to go through a presentation where I also help you to then, once you have that topic idea, to really how to use ChatGPT. And let me know, Ashley, do you use ChatGPT currently in your business or in your life? Let me know if you are familiar, or perhaps you use another AI tool like Perplexity, or what are some of the others? Claude AI, maybe use some of those to be able to like brainstorm in your business or do anything. Like, just kind of let me know where you are with that, so I have an idea of kind of where to gauge this. All right. So let me switch screens here for a minute and share with you the slides again. Let me pull, where did I put my slides at? 1 second. It's not. Bear with me. Hold on. Okay. Okay, let me know if you can see that okay. Let me see what's on the screen. All right. Okay, so diving into how to use ChatGPT to validate your course idea. We're going to go through a training that I created, and we'll go ahead and inside this training as well, I'm going to add this to the Course Creators Academy vault because I use AI in my business every single day. And so I've got a lot of shortcuts and techniques and so forth to be able to help you expedite the online creation process, to be able to help you work smarter and faster and easier. And I've created a prompt collection as well of the different prompts that we're going to be going through in today's training to be able to help you utilize these prompts in a tool such as ChatGPT or Perplexity or Claude AI. There's so many different ones out now. For those of you that don't know what ChatGPT is, it's basically an AI tool. It has gone, they've developed it over years, and it basically is like having Alexa at your fingertips, if it's the easier way to say that. So any question, anything that you need help on, it is basically, this tool has scoured the internet for years and years and years and collected all of this data to be able to help you to do pretty much anything now. It is incredible. So one of the ways we use it in our business is to, as online course creators and coaches, is to, through the whole process of course creation, from designing, developing, delivering online courses and coaching programs, it can really help you every step of the way. So I wanted to bring this to you as an alternative on really helping you to expedite this process, to teach you, how you can use it, how you can brainstorm with it in your business to be able to help you to flesh out a course topic and determine whether or not that course topic is a profitable course topic for you and for your business and so forth. So that's where we're going to start today. And let me see, where did I go with my screen? Sorry, I lost my screen again. There's an interview. Stay up here. There it is. All right. Now I think I have it. Okay. Oh, yeah. All right. So that's where we're going to start, is doing that. So our agenda today is that we're going to go through and really start showing you how you can map this out. We're going to show you how to uncover your ideal client's main pain points and problems, as well as their desires, and using ChatGPT to do that. So if you have learning with ChatGPT, personal and writing topics mostly. Okay, good. So Ashley, do you have a course topic? I would love to go through this with you as a sample to show you how to do this. So if you have like a course idea, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be one that you're married to, that you're going to use going forward. But if you would like to see a live demonstration on how I would go about doing this and using ChatGPT to kind of surface your ideas, I'd love to play with that with you. So I'll wait for you to drop that in the chat below as we're doing that. And we're going to use then how to generate specific and profitable course ideas, as well as how to then test your ideas against what's actually selling in the market. And you can do all of this through AI. So go ahead. Okay. and then how to pre-sell it to a waiting list for your course before you even create a single module or a single lesson, like any of that. You can, and I've sold multiple courses and programs in my business over the years, pre-selling, meaning that the end product wasn't created yet. It was basically after going through this market research, picking your course topic, doing the market research to validate that there's interest in it, speaking to members, different people that that would likely have an interest in it, validating this is something truly that they would want, then pre-selling that offer. So making your offer. So you basically are packaging up, who it's for, what the transformation is that you're providing, what's included, how long it is, how much is it, all of those things. And you pre-sell that, and then you start to enroll students. And then you would then at a given date go live and start delivering the transformation that you've promised your students. So that's kind of what we're working through and how to be able to do that. So how to pre-sell it or build a wait list for that online course or coaching program that you're developing before you even create a single lesson. So why validation matters? So it really matters to make sure that you are going through this process to validate an idea, because there's nothing that's worse than creating something that you're really excited about, that without doing this validation process and going into like this phase where you're building. And I've worked with lots of people. I've made this mistake myself. I've worked with lots of people that did this and built out an entire online course, only then to go sell it and to hear crickets on it. And that's like everybody's worst nightmare, right? Because there's nothing more heartbreaking than spending all of this time, talent, and resources and to try to sell something or creating a course and then not being able to sell it. So we want to make sure that we are going through the validation piece to be able to validate this offer before actually creating anything, to make sure there's true market demand for it. So, again, most creators build before testing. They're not testing to make sure this is a profitable idea. They're teaching what they want, not what the people want. So there's also, and I've made this mistake before in my earlier days in my career as an online course creator, of creating something that I thought sounded like a great idea, but in retrospect, it didn't meet my client where they were. And it wasn't like a burning pain point or problem that they had at the time. So I didn't really, do well with that course at the time, because that's not where my audience was. So it's really important as we're going through to have that deep clarity and that understanding of who we're serving and what their pain points and problems are, to make sure that what we are creating is the solution to the problem that they have now, not the nice to have, right? Not the, oh yeah, someday I want to do that. We want to be the problem solvers for the problems that they have currently in their business. So being able to do this, being able to use resources like ChatGPT to help do that heavy lifting of the market research is really going to put you far ahead of that transformation journey through being able to do this and being able to really test in the marketplace to see if there's demand for this before you create something. And then you can get paid to be able to create it, which is even better. So let me know if that's making sense so far. I'm going to check here. Any questions that we have? All right. Anna, let me know if you can see that okay. So make sure I can. Okay, good. Sorry, my phone was showing I was still on the planner. This is so weird. Okay. So let's go ahead and talk about audience clarity. So what we really need to make sure of is, again, that we are solving problems that our clients are actually seeking solutions to, and that we really understand, the difference between like how painful is that problem or is that desire that they want to have, to make sure that we are treating like what we call burning pain points. So when we kind of think about burning pain points, we really want to know, like, what is our client really dealing with? What is, keeping them up at night? What is like especially when we're kind of looking at this, when we think about the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, like, some of the most burning pain points and problems people have is survival, right? They need to be able to make money to survive. They need to be able to have, their basic needs of food, clothing, shelter, those types of things covered before, thinking about, like, if I was creating a business around a hobby that, would be something that would be at the less urgent and important, right? Unless maybe that hobby is something, you know, those other needs are taken care of, and that hobby is something that I love to do and I want to get help on that, right now. And it's not all they think about is how to improve their golf swing, or maybe they're, trying to learn handstands. There's coaching programs around how to, improve your handstands as well. So not to say that there isn't a need for passion-based businesses, because there absolutely are, but just kind of where you are in that, you want to really understand where your client is in solving that. So what we're going to do now is go over to ChatGPT, and I'm going to walk you through the prompts that I've created here for you. Let's see. So stop share. What would be the best way to do this? So I'm going to share the prompts that I've created. And screen. Okay. So let me know, Ashley, if you can see this, the ChatGPT prompts to be able to validate a profitable course topic. And again, if you are a member in the school community, you can grab these in the vault. I will have this resource available for you for Course Creators Academy. So the phase one, where we're going to start, is really understanding where our audience is and helping to be able to get clarity on the pain point and the discovery. So what I'm going to do is this prompt here, we're going to put it into ChatGPT, and we're going to ask it to be able to help us to create an ideal client profile. Let me see if that shared, if you are on that screen now. Let me double check what screen I'm sharing. You should be able to just jump around. Okay, perfect. I am good. Okay. So in ChatGPT, since you're familiar with it, you'll have an understanding of how to use it. And they're pretty much all the same as far as the way that you can use them, whether, again, you're on Perplexity or ChatGPT, or you're on like Claude AI, or Gemini is another one. You can use these prompts in any of the platforms that you're in. So basically, I'm just going to copy and paste that prompt into this is a chat box that you are going to type into. And when you're using the ChatGPT or any of these AI tools, you want to talk to it just as if you and I are having a conversation. So you're going to kind of think of it as like a trusted guide or a mentor. Now, with that said, I would always say, like, you need to know your topic, and you need to know your business to be able to know that the information that is giving to you is accurate. And the models have gotten a lot better with having like some deep research functions available to them, because they're scouring the web, right, to look for this information. And ChatGPT used to be like 2 years old on the data that it had, but now it is real time, and you can go into deep research mode to be able to get the like current, most up to date research on there. So the whole thing with any of the AI large language models is having a really good prompt, and what we call prompt engineering, because if you basically don't ask good questions, you're not going to get good results out of it. So that's where the caveat comes into saying, like, you really need to know your course topic as well, because if it's giving you misinformation, if you're not really paying attention, you're going to then be feeding that misinformation out into the marketplace, and you don't want that. So I'm going to paste the first prompt in here. So this is saying, I want to create a digital course. My target audience is who? And this is where you'll be able to customize it based on your particular niche. What we call niche is target audience, is the person that you want to serve through your online courses and coaching programs. And so it's who you want to serve. And then based on this, what are the top 10 pain points that they could face, that they face, that an online course could be able to solve? So let's pick the ones with, let's say, busy moms. And I'm going to show you something here for just a minute. So we're just going to say busy moms, right? So this is what we call very broad. And we'll go into that in just a minute, and I'll kind of tell you what's going to happen here. So I'm just saying I want to create a course. My target audience is busy moms. Tell me what the top 10 pain points are that this course could solve. So once you put it in, then the ChatGPT is going to think about your question for a minute, and then it's going to pop back up with an answer here. It's going to say, all right, Ashley, here are the top 10 pain points that a busy mom could have that a course could solve. So it's going to be talking about some of the top 10 points are lack of time for themselves, they're overwhelmed juggling multiple roles. They have lost identity or sense of purpose. They're limited earning potential or financial freedom, struggling to set or maintain boundaries, guilt around not being good enough, lack of support or community, poor energy and burnout, desire for flexibility and freedom, and decision fatigue. So here, what I would be asking myself now is like, where do I see myself in these particular pain points that as a busy mom that I would have or most resonate with? And not only that you resonate with it, but maybe that you have had an experience that you've been able to cover, like, oh yeah, I had that problem too. And you can already start thinking of like, how did I overcome and solve that particular problem? And that's where, I really encourage you to get very clear about that, because you don't want to just pick something for the sense of, oh, that sounds interesting, or, oh, that sounds like the most profitable, but not have any personalized experience with it, because that's really just going to set you up for a hard road ahead, because you aren't going to have the experience or the expertise or the stories to be able to share with your ideal client to help build trust and build authority in your space for the problem that you solve, because you don't have that experience. So it's always best to start with your own personal experience and background. So when you're kind of looking at, busy moms, and if this was you and you were looking for a course topic, you would kind of look at like, the different pain points and problems. And what we want to do is we want to pick one, and then we want to keep drilling deeper. So because busy moms, that's a huge percentage of the population. So we're not really, if we were just addressing busy moms, it's really not going to call out our busy mom, because it's not specific enough, right? It's not really speaking to that particular busy mom and the problems that she's having. So maybe the busy mom is somebody that's longing to build a life that works around their family, not against it. And the course here is saying could offer a step-by-step plan to create a freedom-based business to streamline their current lifestyle with automation and outsourcing tips. So that could be an idea if, again, that's something you did for yourself. So maybe, maybe that wasn't it because it's too business related, and maybe you haven't created an online business before. So maybe you're thinking about like, let's see here, another would be, maybe they're struggling to really set and maintain boundaries as a busy mom. So maybe they're always saying yes, always running on empty, no time to rest, because they can't say no, right? But they're craving a practical framework of learning how to say no, learning how to have boundaries that protect their time and energy, handling pushback and building healthy routines and self-care boundaries around them. So, I can think of, and I'm sure you can too, of busy moms that like, they just say yes to everything. They overcommit to everything, and then they're constantly burned out, they're overwhelmed, they're dropping the ball and forgetting a lot of things because they've said yes to too many things and not even realize. And not only that, then maybe when you're kind of thinking about the problems that they have, and we'll drill down to this in a minute, maybe then you think about like, well, how is that impacting their relationships? Maybe that's causing conflict in their marriage because they're constantly burned out and they're overwhelmed, and maybe they just don't have any energy left to be able to give anybody else, much less take care of themselves. So let's start with this one, number 5. And so what I would do is go back and look at my prompts and think about that particular one. We'll pick that one, and then we're going to talk about the emotional drivers behind those pain points. So I'm going to take my prompt number 2, and I'm going to come back over to ChatGPT. I'm going to say, let's go with number 5. That was struggling to set or maintain boundaries. Because maybe, again, this was you, and this was you in the past, again, kind of sourcing back from what your own personal experience is. Maybe you can kind of think about the time when you were in that boat and the changes that you had to make to be able to overcome this. So now that we've picked that particular area, and this doesn't mean that you again have to be married to this just starts to open up the brainstorming and loop and help to be able to generate some ideas and kind of see how this framework works. So we're just going to run with this, say like this is going to be the one we're going to play out for the whole period of time. So we've picked it now, and I'm just pasting in what the rest of the prompt is. So this one is about, based on these pain points, we're going to be, you don't even have to put prompt number 2. You just take that out. Based on these pain points, what are the emotional frustrations or desires behind them? Because we really do want to understand like what's going on for our client. Like, where are they in this cycle, and how is this really affecting them? And this is going to help us to create an incredible solution with our online product. So they're saying, it's always very, gives you accolades a lot. So it's like, love this direction. Struggling to set and maintain boundaries is such a powerful transformation, especially for busy moms. And it goes and talks about below is the breakdown of the emotional frustrations that your ideal client is going through, as well as what their core desires. So when we're talking about like that A to B journey, where they are before starting with us, and where they are after working with us, that is what we call the A to B journey. And that bridge in between becomes your transformational bridge. That becomes the product that you're creating to be able to solve this. So it goes through, and you can kind of read through these as you're playing with this, and says, here's, what your audience may be going through that you can, that they can easily identify and admit to in conversation. Like, I feel like I'm always saying yes to things I don't want to do. Like, I don't know why I do that. Like, I don't know where my no button is, right? Or I don't have time for myself because I'm constantly taking care of everyone else. Like, I know I've been there. Like, how many, can you resonate with that? Or you get resentful and feel like, guilty for needing space. Like, I know as a mom of 3, I'm a mom of 3, I'm a grandmother to 7 grandkids, and a nana to our 2 fur babies as well. So I know like what it can be to like never say no and always wanting to please people and do things for everybody, but not sacrificing yourself and your own sanity for doing that. So it goes through that, and then it goes through the deeper unspoken motivators, what they really feel but don't say. Like, and you can probably relate with a lot of things that you may be experiencing personally that you don't talk about. So it's like they fear disappointing others, like especially their kids, spouse, or parents. This equating to setting boundaries feels like it would be selfish, or that you're not enough. So it's going to go through all of these different things, and you just want to read through them on your time of like these deeper unspoken things that they really need to hear in your messaging and your marketing, because it's like that's where this kind of comes into being like the fly on the wall. It's like, how do they know that? How do they know what's going on in my head and my heart? And this really helps you to start to understand them at a deeper level. And then it goes through what the core desires are. So they're really looking to reclaim their time and energy without hurting these relationships that they value so much. They want to be able to model these healthy emotional habits for their children, because they're teaching their children all of these behaviors, and they really want to be able to model these really strong habits and behaviors to their kids. They want to stop the burnout cycle of resentment and build a life that actually feels good and they're excited to show up for. So now it's going to prompt you, and it's going to say, would you like me to help map this into a course promise So this is the promise of your transformation, and then a module outline and sales page sections. So we're not going to do that yet. We're going to come back over to now we've gone through phase 1, which is the audience clarity and pain point discovery. Let's see. Looking at my slides to see where we are. Probably didn't need the slides, but I have them for you. I'll also include those in the vault so you can download the slides. So now we're moving into phase 2, where we're picking out extracting the specific profitable course ideas. So here we're going to generate some deeper, like drill it deeper and come up with some ideas based on the pain point. So we're just going to copy this prompt here, and then we're going to go over back into ChatGPT, and we're going to paste that prompt in, and basically says, given these pain points and emotional drivers of, and here you can just say busy moms. And I would also say it's not just a busy mom. We pick the busy mom that where to go? Struggles to maintain or set boundaries. So see how now we're not just serving busy moms, we're serving busy moms that struggling to set or maintain boundaries. So we've taken moms and we've drilled it down to busy moms, and now we've drilled it down even further. This is what we call niching down. We've drilled it down even further to say busy moms that are struggling to set and maintain boundaries. So this is what when we talk about your messaging and your marketing and getting really clear on who you're speaking to, this is the level of specificity, being specific, that you want to really drill down to. So when we're scrolling social media on our phone and we see a particular post that we, are putting in front of our ideal client, they're going to know that message is for them because it's speaking to them personally, right? So we're asking for 5 specific and profitable course ideas that could solve a big problem and that are beginner friendly. So you're going to plug that into ChatGPT, and it's going to give you some course ideas here. And not only is it going to give you course ideas, but this prompt that I've developed for you is going to give you what the transformation is for that particular course topic. So for example, the guilt-free boundaries blueprint, how to say no without the mom guilt. The promise, the transformation of this course is learn how to confidently set and protect your time, energy, and space without feeling selfish or starting drama. And why it tells you why it works. Guilt is one of the biggest blocks for moms. This title gives emotional permission and clarity. It's beginner-friendly angle. It's a step-by-step script, starter boundaries, and simple mindset shifts, even if you've never done this before. Potential profitability here could be as a standalone product or bundled with other wellness or productivity programs as a front-end course into coaching or community offers. So here, you want to kind of look at those, and I want to encourage you to use your intuition here. And as you're looking through these, what really sparks your attention, what gives you that gut reaction with oh my gosh, I would love to have a course like that, or I can really see myself teaching this, because I know a lot about this particular topic. Maybe, this one is time for you, create a weekly routine that helps put you first without dropping the ball. So maybe you've really crafted a routine for yourself that allows time for morning routines and for making sure you're incorporating exercise into your daily routine, to, taking care of yourself first, the idea of, filling your cup first so you can pour into others from the overflow versus the empty cup. So you want to look through those and pick a particular topic that sounds really good and sounds like something you would be interested in. Or maybe you just want to drill down and kind of get to learn more about a couple of those. So let's say I'm going to go with number 2 and go deeper in that. So we're going to go to prompt number 4, where it's rewrite a benefit-driven course. Because the thing with transformational courses is we are buying a solution as a market, right? When we go to purchase something, we are looking to people that are marketing to us to buy a solution. So for instance, when I bought my phone, I wanted to be able to have a phone that was a portable device that was able to do lots of different things, from not only talking on it to being able to, do video chats, to store my pictures, to, do everything, access like a little mini computer. So that's the promise of the iPhone, was that it can do all of those things and so much more. So we really want to make sure that we understand what those are, what the benefits are to our online course and transformational outcome. So we're going to take this rewrite as a benefit driven course title. We're going to copy and paste that. We're going to put it back into ChatGPT. We're going to say, let's pick number 2. And you don't even have to put time for you. Even if you wanted to copy and paste it, it keeps track with what it said. So let's pick number 2, and then we're going to give it the new prompt. So rewrite those 5 course ideas as rewrite. You could do all 5, or let's rewrite 5 course ideas as outcome-driven titles using a clear benefit focused language that would appeal to this audience. So what I'm asking it to do, you could do it on all 5, or you could pick number 2 and ask it to reframe that. So it's going to do that for us. Let me know if you have any questions as we're going along, Ashley, or if you are finding this helpful so far. So what it's done now is taken the topic of number 2, the course topic, and it's rewritten it in 5 different ways that give you outcome-driven course titles. So again, like, it's a clear benefit focus. It speaks directly to that ideal client's core desires, and where they're desiring more time, less guilt, and real life structure that actually works. So a couple of different titles it's given is Time for You. So in the tagline, what we call the tagline would be build a weekly routine that prioritizes your needs without letting life fall apart. Or the Balanced Mom method. So create a weekly schedule that works for your life, not against it. From chaos to clarity, a step-by-step system to finally get your time back for yourself. Or the guilt-free, this is like tying into the pain point, the guilt-free time plan, how to put yourself on the calendar and actually stick to it. So reading through these, or Reset Your Week, is a simple planning system for moms who want peace, energy, and space to breathe. So reading through these, as you're going through this, you want to, like, again, trust your intuition. What really speaks to you? What have you invested in the past? Your bank statements always kind of tell you where your interest is. That's another hack for choosing your course topic, and the niche that you want to solve is, where are you voting with your dollars? What are you spending your money on? Where are you buying books and purchasing courses and so forth, to be able to understand what you're most interested in. So let's pick number 4 and say we're going to go with number 4. The benefit of this particular focus is learn how to take time for yourself without guilt, pushback, or flaking, and the emotional hook to be able to really tie them in, saying self-care isn't selfish, it's strategy, right? So that is going to speak to those particular moms. So now we're going to be moving into market demand. So now that we've extracted the specific profitable course idea and we've reframed it into a benefit-driven course title, we want to really have ChatGPT do some of the research for us to really understand the market demand for this. So we're phase 3. We've got, we won't take as long going through this. I just saw what the time is. So we want to validate the market demand. So what we're going to do is understand what your audience is searching for. So I'm going to copy this prompt over into ChatGPT. We're going to say, what do we say? Let's go with number 4. And then paste in the prompt. Great choice, Shannon. The guilt-free time plan, how to put yourself on the calendar and actually stick to it, is incredibly marketable, clear, and emotionally resonant with your ideal client. So here are the top questions that your audience, busy moms who are struggling with boundaries and time for themselves, is likely typing into Google, YouTube, Reddit, Facebook groups, Pinterest. This is where they're online Googling. like I am just so, burned out. Like, I can never say no to anybody. Maybe they're fighting with their husband because they always are overcommitting and they're dropping the ball, all of those things. So then they start searching these particular questions into Google, YouTube, and so forth. Maybe they're looking for, different videos on how do I make more time for myself as a busy mom? How do I stick to a routine when you have kids, right? Especially if you're a mom with kids in sports and extracurricular activities, you always have stuff going on. And then, so it gives you a list of these questions that they're searching for. And then also the emotional frustrations based on the searches. So what they're kind of like the root response or feeling beneath the question, right? Like what's really going on. They feel like I have no time for themselves anymore. So that's why they're asking the question, how do I have more time? Or they're feeling bad when they take a break. They feel guilty for taking that mom break. Or, how do I feel guilty about resting? That was something I can really remember when I had young kids, is feeling, even though I was working 50, 60 hours a week, I have 3 children. My boys are older now with their own families, but I always would feel guilty, like for, wanting to just take a nap. So, and then it talks about the emotional transformation driven searches. So how do I feel more balanced? So here's the pain side of the spectrum and how's the pleasure side of the spectrum. How can I have simple routines that give moms more energy? So now you've got these particular questions answered here that helps you to validate the market and understand what they're actually searching for. And then you're going to go into the competitor core analysis. So based on that, we want to then take this prompt and put it in there and have it go out and look to see what our competitors are doing. Because knowing what your competitors are doing, the people in your space that are also interested in your topic, if they have courses, programs, books, etc., around this particular topic, that means that they've already validated the market demand and they already have clients that are voting with their dollars, meaning that they have clients, people that are paying for services around this particular topic. So that is incredibly powerful for you, because you don't want to be the first to market on a particular course topic or idea. You want to have a track record that people are actually investing in this, because that shows that it's a profitable idea. So here we're going to list 3 popular online courses or influencers that teach something different, and what angles or promises do they focus on. So it's going to go out and it's going to kind of search the internet, and then it's based on who, is teaching topics like what you've picked here. And it's going to give you some people here. So it's got Ali Casa, I'm not sure how you say that last name, Casazia, Unburden and Uncluttered Your Home. Kate Northrup, Do Less in the Origin Membership. Nedra, Set Boundaries, Find Peace. She's got a book and digital resources on this. So this Kate Northrup is very, very popular. High achieving women who are also moms and caregivers. So her main promise or angle here is to achieve more by doing less. So learn how to live and work in alignment with your energy and values. And the core focus that her program helps people with is time and energy management based on cycles and intention, boundaries around work, family, and self-care, rewriting beliefs. So she must do a lot of identity shifting and working with beliefs and rewriting those around productivity and worth. And then the tone is real spiritual, soft, but strategic. So the opportunity for you as Kate leans into this cyclical living and entrepreneurship, your course can help you to meet more like practical meets mindset approach for everyday moms who aren't too woo, but who want a clear system for reclaiming their time. So this is going to teach you how to really stand out as an authority figure in your space, and how to have that market differentiation, and how to speak to those people that aren't necessarily, like it's saying, like the woo. And so where we're kind of even looking into rewriting beliefs, this can really tie into mindset. Maybe she's doing a lot of work around affirmations and positive, setting positive intentions and journaling and all of that. And some people would consider that woo and consider that like their spiritual practice to be able to help them. But other people are more going to be on the practical side. So I don't believe in the woo. I believe in taking action. You just need to give me something to do. Like I'm not going to sit and journal, right? And maybe that's not me, but maybe that's what they're saying. Like, I'm not going to sit and journal. I'm not, they may not even read books, right? They may be more of like to listen to a podcast or so forth. So that's really why it's important to know who you're serving and how to be able to speak to them and how to stand out in the marketplace. So that gives you an idea. You want to read through those and just understand, who some of the players are in your competitive market. Go and look and try to follow them on like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, their website, and take a look at their website and kind of, immerse yourself in it, understand, what their program's about, what they're offering in their programs, what you like, what you don't like. Look at if they have reviews on their website, look to see what their clients are saying that they like and dislike and so forth. And that will help you to start mapping out where you can be, bring something unique and have your own edge there. And that's where we're going to go into finding your unique positioning. And the more you tell ChatGPT about you, the more it's going to be able to help you with this. So even if, we do in the course too, in Course Creators Academy, some even more seeding with ChatGPT to really help it to understand who you are, your background and experience, those things that you're writing in that notebook, and telling it, basically giving it a bio about you. And then this will help you even more to be able to really understand your unique positioning. So for now, we're just going to put this in here. And we're going to say, given the competitive landscape, how could I position my course differently and stand out? Suggest 3 unique angles, formats, and promises. So absolutely, Shannon. And to understand the competitive space, especially names like Ali, Kate, and Nedra, it's all about positioning with precision and focusing on your unique voice, your format, your transformational style, and the micro gap they're overlooking. So it gives you 3 standout positions that you can lean into. So, maybe the position is you're saying real life boundaries for moms who, just can't take a day off. So your unique position is you're anti-perfectionist, right? So you're practical and you're compassionate. Maybe your unique edge is the time back formula, and where you trademark your signature system. And this is where you have a boundary-based planning system for moms who want more freedom, not just another calendar. Or maybe say no without the spiral. So say no without the guilt spiral. The boundary practice lab for moms who want to be respected without being the bad guy. So what you're going to do is, as you are going through this and it gives you these particular angles, it's also going to, tell you what that positioning is and how you would format it and how you would differentiate, and then coming up with your bold promise. So like, for example, this one, the bold promise of the course is saying, finally take time, finally create time for yourself. Even if your house is loud, your calendar is full, and your never ending to-do list never ends, right? So like, that's really going to speak out like, oh my gosh, like here's the desire, here's the dream that I can take time for myself, even if all of these other things are going on, and not be pushed into like this shame spiral, right? So this is like how they can be practical, because again, this one would be not speaking to the woo, it's speaking to the mom that is juggling 3 kids and 3 kids that are in multiple sports, and they have a husband and they have a job and they have a house and they have, the animals and all of that to deal with, but they can still carve out time for themselves and feel really good about it at the end of the day. And happy mom, happy home, right? Happy mom, happy life. So that is going to help you there. So once you have nailed that, this is huge milestone to start with, is really getting clear about that course topic and picking that profitable course topic idea. Then we're going to move into phase 4 to help you pre-sell and validate the buyer interest. So we'll quickly go through these. These, definitely are going to be where we, in the Course Creators Academy, we really go through and spend a lot more time than in depth than what I could possibly do in one training. But this will get you started, and then we really massage it to get the marketing right and get the messaging right, and to be able to come up with creating that offer and pre-selling that offer. And we do that also in the 1 hour to course clarity workshop. We go through this in much more depth and much more examples as well. So our next workshop that we're having is on the 26th of this month, if you'd like to join that. So here we're going to move into phase 4. And let me know, Ashley, if you have any questions as we're going along. We're moving to phase 4. We're going to write a 3-sentence pitch on this course topic that you could use on Instagram or email to start determining the market need for your particular offer. So you're going to come in here and just say course on, you can just say my topic because it knows now, and let it come up with the pitch for you. So here's the pitch, and you can ask it for a few other variations. You could say, like, give me 5 3-sentence pitches, or give me 10 3-sentence pitches, so you can see how it angles it differently and words it differently to be able to massage it and to make it more sound like you and how you would say it. But the pitch is busy juggling everything but yourself. You know, like, I'm working on a new course to help moms. You could even say it to help busy moms with create a routine that finally makes you more space without the guilt or overwhelm or having to fight for it. If having a clear, flexible system to protect your time sounds like exactly what you need, comment me or reply to this email and I'll send you the details first. So this is how you're validating that offer with your market. So like, if you have an email list, or if you're on Instagram and people that might be good fit for your particular course idea follow you on Instagram or on Facebook, you can start, or even if you don't have that, maybe it's going into Facebook groups where you're allowed to ask questions like this. You can, where your moms are hanging out, then you would go in and you could post a question like this. And this will help to start seeing who raises their hand. And I'm like, yeah, like, I'd like to know more about that. And this is where you're starting to see who might be interested in that particular course topic. And then, so they're going to reply that keyword. So comment me, that's what we call keyword call to action, to be able to get some more information about that. So once you have people that are raising your hand that are interested, then we're going to go and then develop a script to have a DM. This is for a DM strategy. So this is where you're getting in the direct message. So maybe they saw that post in the Facebook group, and then you've asked permission to be able to send them more information in the direct messenger. And then you would move that conversation over to the direct messenger, or perhaps you could move it onto a phone call, or a conversation with a friend if you're meeting for coffee. Like, it doesn't have to be online. It can be in person as well. So now it's going to create the script. So create a short DM direct message script that you can send to 10 people in the audience and ask if they'd be interested in a course like this and they would want to learn more. So then it's going to go through and it's going to literally write out the script for you. So I hope you can see like how much time and energy, like before ChatGPT, you could spend a week going through this process to help you validate your course topic and really get clear on the niche that you wanted to solve the problem for, the particular topic that you wanted to solve it for, drilling it down to being more niche specific and solving one problem. And now it's creating what that script. So it's like, hey there, first name. I'm thinking about creating a short course to help busy moms carve out guilt-free time for themselves each and every week without the overwhelm or pressure or having to fight for it. Would love your honest feedback if this is something you're interested in. And if so, what would you really want help with when it comes to boundaries, routines, or making time for yourself? So this will really start to flesh out exactly, it's like the book Ask, like ask and you shall receive, like ask your market. There's no better way to really validate a course idea than speaking with your market directly and getting feedback from them if this is something they would be interested in. So now you've got that, simple, put that out there and, see what they start to say. So then we're going to create a waitlist page copy. So this would be where you could create a waitlist opt-in page to start building a list of interested people that would be, that were like, oh yeah, that'd be great. And then you could create a wait list, a simple page people could opt into and start building the email list. So you're gathering people that you're going to then launch to. So when you're creating that offer and you're ready to go to launch and you're ready to promote this offer, like to people, you've got an audience that has already raised their hands and like, yeah, I'd love to learn more about that. That's what you're going to do. So you're going to take that prompt and you're going to come over back to ChatGPT. You've, asked 10 people who would be interested in this. And maybe out of that, maybe you've got, let's just say, even say half, if you want more people than 5 people to promote to, then you ask more people, right? Like, especially if you've posted something like that in a Facebook group where a lot of mamas hang out, you potentially could get hundreds of leads. That's what we call a lead. Those people that are interested in the topic that you are creating that online course about or thinking about, it's what we call a lead, and that moves to your email list. So now we're going to write a headline with the two subject headline and two subject headline for waitlist page to collect the interest on your topic. Just say my topic. Keep it brief and benefit driven and urgent. So this would be something also like you could promote. So essentially kind of acting as if like a lead magnet, so to speak, where you've created this page, you can promote it on socials and so forth. So you can take that prompt that you're asking the question, and then this is where they would opt in. So finally, make time for you without the guilt. Join the wait list. You can put this wait list on your website as well. Join the waitlist for a new boundary-based system designed for busy moms who are ready to reclaim their time, energy, and peace, even on the busiest of weeks. Spots will be limited. So here's where we're introducing. We also want to think about introducing scarcity. So it's like there's not many spots, or it's time bound, like you only have a certain amount of time to be able to opt in. Be the first to know when we open for enrollment, right? So this is kind of driving people to take action on that. So we would, of course, like build this out a bit more, and I'll give you more prompts inside Course Creators Academy, and I teach in the curriculum how to really build this out and make this more enticing, but this will help you get a good head start on it. So bonus prompt here, crafting your big course promise. So here's, when we're talking about what our promise is, our transformation, based on my course idea, I want you to write a single sentence that clearly explains what it helps with, who it's for, and the results students will see in 60 days or less. So, oops, come back over here to ChatGPT and let's let it write the transformation sentence for us. So this course helps moms create and stick to guilt-free weekly routines that they can finally reclaim their time, protect their energy, and make space for themselves in 60 days or less. So you could say, it's asking, do you want it more playful? Do you want a bold edge to be able to test against this one? So you can come up with a variety of like different angles that you're creating this transformational statement from. You could also add in like what it avoids. So you can say to, protect and make space for themselves without doing A, B, and C. So you can also say, create one that includes without statements, without the pain. This course helps busy moms create guilt-free weekly routine that puts them back on the calendar without burnout, without mom guilt, without needing a perfectly organized life, so they can. So what's the pain that they want to avoid? That's the A point, and that's what we needed to really understand early on in the journey when we went through understanding our ideal client and their pains and their emotional problems that they're going through, that those pains are causing. And then what is the desire? The desire is to be able to put themselves back on that weekly routine without that pain, so they can reclaim their life, so they can claim their time and their peace within 60 days or less. And if I were creating this course, I would get even more granular into being able, so I can show up, or so you can show up again in your, marriage as like being excited and full of energy. Maybe you have energy and time to be able to really enjoy spending with your significant other and your children again, like really tying it to like, why do they want to be able to put themselves back on the calendar? Like really, really, how is that going to translate once they start prioritizing themselves and prioritizing time for themselves and taking care of themselves, and it's going to make them feel better? Like, why do they care? Like, what is really the true outcome of that? So that's how you can use ChatGPT to really go through all of this. And you look like we've now been on an hour and a half, but it has helped you really get clear on choosing your profitable online course topic and being able to really get clear on kind of recapping what we did, understanding, let me switch here. Let me pull up the slides here. Oh, share. We have validated the market demand. So we understood, based on doing this market research, and ChatGPT also has like a deep research model, as well as like Perplexity and Claude. They also have different research, like where they go into deep research, and they can also, give you more feedback, give you links to the particular websites that it's referring to and so forth, to really help you understand the search volume, the competition, and helping you really get clear on your unique angles and help you to be able to stand out in the marketplace. Super, super important. The more granular you get, the more niche you get, the more you can identify what you stand for, what you stand against, and be able to put that out in your marketing. The more people, the more you're going to be able to attract your perfect clients by being able to do that. And you've also been able to go through and understand your pre-sale strategy. Inside the 1 hour to course clarity workshop, I also give you the pre-sale templates. So the exact 3 emails that you need to be able to send out to those clients to pre-sell your offer. But this will give you a good start on just having some simple messaging around once you've crafted that course idea, and you can bring it to the Course Creators Hub over on School. Put your homework in there, let your peers be able to provide feedback on there. You also may find clients for your particular course idea inside the hub, especially as we're growing and the community gets bigger and bigger. You're going to have different people that are in there that are going to be perfect fits for your solution. And also you can practice with one another. So it's another great thing with the hub. We have opportunities to share with each other and to be able to hop on phone calls or jump in the DMs with one another to kind of do some market testing and some market research to, if somebody's raised their hand, yes, I would be an ideal candidate for that, or interested in that particular topic, you can invite them to a call and be able to kind of ask them some of these questions and get that straight for them. And then we've also given you the DM outreach. So if you're going to ask these questions and kind of understand if your target market is interested in your product, we've given you the DM outreach, and we've also given you the tools to be able to create your waitlist page. So we also, for bonuses for your core promise, we talked about like the core messaging for your marketing and your positioning. So really getting clear on who you're serving, again, what that core transformation promise is, which are going to be helping them to be able to, where you're moving them from where they are at point A and what their pain point is, to moving them to point B, what their desired solution is, and then how you're moving them through that. And you can also add in without the pain, right? So, without the burnout, without the guilt, those types of things to really help it land and really resonate with them. So we've helped you to be able to do this. You can be able to put this in your bio, like on your Instagram, once you have really crafted out your bold promise. And again, if you'd like feedback on that, bring it over to the Course Creators Hub over on School, and we will love to give you some feedback and help you to really get clear on this. But I hope this has been helpful for you, and that you have been able to really understand. What else do I have? Oh, and also, did I stop sharing? I think I hit the wrong button. So also you can, inside the hub, you will be able to download the prompt doc. So if you would like to get your hands on this resource that I've been able to give you through in today's training, go ahead and grab that. There's the 11 prompts, the 4 phases, and the transformational time frame that we included in this example today was 60 days. But your course certainly doesn't need to be 60 days. The amount of time that your transformation takes should be relevant to your transformation, right? This was just an example. So, if that transformation is only going to take your student 4 weeks to be able to go through the transformation, then you would adjust that to 30 days. So I hope that makes sense. Or if it's longer, then you would adjust it to 12 days. So this is really going to help you to be able to create your course. So if you are ready to be able to create your online course and you're ready to get the accountability that you need inside Course Creators Academy, I walk you step by step through each and every step along the way, from what we kind of did an example today of ideation and validating your profitable course topic idea using ChatGPT. Then not only that, but you're going to get like a full course that helps you every step along the way to design, develop, and run a profitable online course and coaching business. It's also going to give you the in 60 days, right? So I've got, you have me more than 60 days, but you can do it as in little as 60 days if you implement all of the practices that I'm teaching you here. You also get weekly live implementation and mentoring with me. So you get weekly live Q&As and mentoring calls, as well as support from your peers inside the community. And you get that accountability. So you never have to build this alone. You never have to build in a cave, right? You have support step by step along the way. So what I encourage you to do today is take action. And if anything, if you're not sure, you want to kind of get to know me more, get to know the community more, I invite you to join us over in the Course Creators Hub on School, where you can learn more about us. And let me just show you the community really quick. And Ashley, you're inside, so maybe you can speak to what your experience has been so far in the community. Find it. This one. This one. So over here in the community, the Course Creators Hub on School, you can find us here. This is the community with all the conversations going on. We are a new community, so we are just building it. So we've got founding members in here so far, 38 members. These are the classroom. So here you can have access to all of the courses. There are certain courses that unlock as you level up inside of school. So the more you give in the community, the more you engage, the more you comment on other members' posts and answer questions and just be a great party peep, right? This is our community to be able to help each other learn and grow. The more you're going to be leveled up in the leaderboard and more courses will unlock for you. So here, this is already unlocked. The Start Here section. It begins your journey to building a scalable and sustainable online course and coaching business. The new Course Clarity Foundation. This is the replay bundle that came from the April workshop for the 1 hour to Course Clarity. So you have the full 2-hour replay here, plus all of the bonuses inside of this particular classroom are available for you. Once you level up to level 2 in here, then you are going to have unlocked another course, which is the Course Clarity Blueprint, the course topic Clarity Blueprint, which goes into much more depth of what we talked about today. And this is derived directly from my course creation, the Course Creators Academy. Sorry, I was too many course creators. The Course Creators Academy. So I've unlocked the first module inside that course that walks you step by step on how to choose a profitable course topic idea, much more depth on how to use other sources of market research to validate your course idea and so forth, and then how to really choose it based on the roadmap that I have for you. And as well, I have given you other tools and resources in here and your next steps. So we've given you bonus tools, resources, all of that, and different deliverables that you can download. So all of that is available to you for free. And as the community grows and I build more out, you will have more things. The way school is designed, there are 9 levels in school. It's kind of a gamification process to help hold you accountable and help you to reach your goals quicker and faster with friends. Makes it a lot of fun. More things will be unlocking to you. If you'd like to know more about Course Creators Academy, you can come over here inside school and click on the Course Creators Academy, and you will learn more about our program over there. And this is my signature program that walks you through the entire system, the entire A to B journey, from being able to build, grow, and scale your profitable and sustainable and scalable online courses and coaching businesses. And then additional training I have here, all designated classrooms for you based on where you are in your journey. You can go through each stage. So if you're needing to help, get some more training on how to build an audience, and this is growing, this library is growing. I'm still setting these up, but you can go and click in this particular classroom and it'll start giving you the different training that is available and resources that are available for you to be able to get some deeper dive training on these particular topics. So all of this and more is coming. We're really excited. We have the calendar as well. So not only do you have the community, not only do you have the content, but you also have a calendar that is filling up with all of the ways that you can plug in to our live Q&As, our weekly mentoring sessions, and so forth. You can check out the map and see where all of our members are located around the world, which is really cool to see where everybody lives and be able to even connect with people that are in your local markets if you have found somebody that maybe you want to meet up with as well. So the leaderboards in here too, you can kind of check to see who is on the leaderboard and who is ranking for the leaderboard and being able to unlock different services and so forth inside the community. So if this is something that speaks to you, right now the community is free to join. We are building it up to our first 100 founding members. I know schools talking about creating a different model with a freemium group model, and I've gotten a lot of questions about this recently too, but it's essentially where you can have a free membership as well as paid services and paid membership programs within the same community. So we'll see what comes along with that. But right now it is a free community for the first 100 founding members that helps to shape this out. So anything that you're looking for some more support and guidance for, you would like to see brought to the community, I would love your feedback and ideas. If you know of anybody that would be interested in getting some support around building, growing, and scaling online course and coaching businesses, please invite them to the group. And I also have an affiliate code for you too, for anybody that invests in any of my products and services inside the community. You are eligible for 40% commission or affiliate income as my way of thanking you for inviting members into the programs with us. So that is the end of our training today. I hope that, again, you found this very helpful. If you have any questions, Ashley, if you have any more questions before we sign off, let me know. Drop them in the chat now. Again, I will put links down in the description box below. If you're catching the replay, go ahead and give me a hashtag replay so I know that you caught this video live. And if you would like to see more videos like this, please let me know. I love creating them. And I love just helping you to utilize tools such as ChatGPT to help you make life easier so you can work quicker, so you can validate your course idea quicker and start pre-selling those courses so you can generate some incredible income and impact in your business as soon as possible. All right. So thank you. I see you're clapping. Yes. All right. So thank you so much for staying with me. I really enjoyed getting to spend this time with you today, Ashley, and be on the lookout. Our next live training is going to be next Wednesday at 3 p.m. for live Q&A. And in the community, if you look in the Start Here section, there's also a way that you can pre-submit questions. So if you can't join me live, you can pre-submit your questions on the question thread, and then I can answer those live for you and give you some feedback. But again, anything that you're working through as you're watching the replay and starting to use ChatGPT, I really suggest implementing, right? Because the clarity comes from action, and action equals results. So the more you take action, and especially working with ChatGPT, the more you're seeding that and it's getting to learn more about you, the more narrow and the more sharper it's going to be able to really understand who you are, your message, your market, all of those things. So it can really help be a big asset, a big tool in your business to help you along the way. So if you, again, enjoyed this, let me know. If you want to see more trainings like this, let me know. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also hit the notification bell so you're notified of more videos that come out like this in the future. You're the first to be notified, and it just helps my channel to grow and to be pushed out in front of more clients or more people like you that could benefit from the training and resources that I provide. So, all right, that is it for today. Again, thank you so much. And we will, any last questions? All right. All right, we are going to sign off for today then. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you over in the Course Creators Hub.